What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be hitting arms. Now, today's workout was actually yesterday's workout. It was a Sunday. Wasn't really planning on filming, but then I decided, you know what, with the holidays coming up, I'll go ahead and film the workout and then do a voiceover later on down the week, just because I knew the holidays, like, I probably won't be able to lift tomorrow. I probably won't be able to lift on Christmas Day. So I figured out I'd stock up and get a workout in and kind of record that for you guys. So that's what it is. We're going to go ahead and do a voiceover of that workout. We hit arms and it was an absolutely killer arm workout because one, it was on Sundays. And for my arm workouts on Sundays, I usually am like post cheat meal. So the pumps are absolutely insane. And combining that with some Legion pump surge, the pumps are absolutely diabolical. My arms feel like they're going to fall off. So if you want to grow bigger arms, follow this workout and you will for sure start to see results as long as you're eating properly as well. Before we dive into the video though, please go ahead and drop a comment, like, and subscribe. And also go check out my free school community I've called Apex Tribe. And basically on there, it's for Christian individuals to not only interact with myself, but also to interact with each other. Just an area where us Christian lifters can get on, talk about our lifts, talk about Christ, and whatever topics that we want to talk about. Honestly, just an area where we can all communicate and have fun. Also on that school community, you can find the link to my one-on-one fitness coaching if you want to be coached by myself, and also the courses that I have available right now. I have one 6-week workout program course that's available if you don't want to do the one-on-one fitness coaching, so that's kind of a cheaper option. And then I'm also working on a faith, fitness, and focus course. This is basically a course that is going to focus on the 3 pillars that I think are most important. One being faith, so helping guys follow Christ and learn what that means. 2, it's going to help guys start their fitness journey, give them a workout, give them a diet, and really hopefully help them walk away with a really solid foundation of fitness and nutrition, and hopefully help them start achieving those dream physiques. And then lastly, we're going to be working on mental skills. I've actually gotten together with a sports psychology doctor from my university to put this program together, and we're basically helping you young guys learn how to attack the day the way that you should be, have positive self-talk, be able to attack this life with the right mental state, because without that and without all 3 of those things working together in one, you can fall off. So I really wanted to make a comprehensive course for you guys where you can kill all 3 birds with one stone and get a solid foundation in all 3 areas. So that's actually not done yet, but we're still working on that, so look out for that. With that being said, let's go ahead and dive into the arm day. Hope you guys enjoy it.
All right, so let's dive into the arm day shenanigans, another voiceover. Didn't really plan on this, but the camera was dead, so it is what it is. But starting with tricep extensions, keep in mind we're going to go ahead and do 3 sets of every movement that you see here today, except for shoulder raises. We did 6 sets of shoulder raises. But we're throwing in this last arm day of the week here. We're only planning on doing 6 sets for each muscle group. And it's kind of just a arm day to kind of finish up the arms for the week. We already do a lot of sets earlier in the week for arms, so this day is kind of here just to kind of get a fun pump after a cheat day. For example, today is Sunday, so we had a cheat meal yesterday, so the arm pump is just absolutely insane. So we started with tricep extensions, just a normal single cable. And with these, I'm really trying to focus on squeezing down and then also back. And I like to emphasize getting a really hard squeezing tricep movement at the beginning of the workout, because once you go later on in the workout, it gets really hard to squeeze that tricep. After that, we moved on to some skull crushers. Now with these, I was really focusing on the stretch. You might even see me like kind of reach behind my head. I'm really trying to stretch out the back of my arm and kind of do a contrasting motion to what we just did. Like we just did a really hard squeezing motion, and now I'm trying to focus on a hard stretching motion. And at the end of my skull crush sets, I like to actually pump out a couple close grip reps because we're not really doing any lateral head of the tricep today. So pumping out a couple of those like close grip bench reps really feels good. So that's going to wrap up the triceps. Now moving on to our preacher curls. Today I was really kind of just focusing on squeezing motions for the biceps. I'll sometimes do like a really hard stretching motion, but I know that they're super fatiguing for me. And honestly, like can lead pretty close to like injury if I'm not careful. So I tend to try to avoid crazy gnarly stretching bicep movements. But I'll probably do them once a week. But today we're just focusing on squeezing. So we're doing these preacher curls, which honestly are kind of a good stretch and a good contraction, but I'm mainly focusing on a hard squeeze over top of my head. And that's one thing I think a lot of people sleep on with their preacher curls, especially like preacher curl machines, is kind of nestling down into that machine and curling up past your head and kind of letting your elbows come off the pad a little just to get that extra squeeze and maybe even holding it up there, because I personally I think that has helped a lot with the peak of my bicep, with that top contraction of the bicep. So maybe something to throw into your workouts with your preacher curls. After that, we moved on to these reverse grip curls that I've actually been doing a lot. I traditionally try to hit like a brachialis, or like the outside of the bicep, at least once when I'm doing arms. And I typically do hammer curls, but I've found these to actually be a lot better. I don't know why. I think allowing the arms to like really stretch out below you and then squeezing up and hard in front of you feels really good for the brachialis, for the outside of that bicep. And I feel like I've seen a lot of like width growth in my arm. I feel like my arms just feel and look a lot thicker, which is good. So I've just been spamming these out. And then last but not least, we're moving on to some side raises. Now, I didn't really get around to do as many as I wanted. I was going to keep going. I could have gotten probably like 10 sets if I wanted. I was feeling really pumped. Only planned on doing 6, and that's what we were only able to do anyway. But 6 sets of these, really light, really controlled. And one thing that a lot of people don't know about is if you have a bicep bump and then you go into side raises, at least for me, it feels so much better because the arm is already pumped up and kind of bending at the right angle on its own, to where those side raises feel really tight, feel really controlled. So maybe something to do if you're trying to get warmed up for a good shoulder day, maybe try throwing in a couple sets of biceps, just to kind of get that arm pumped, get the blood there, and then the mind to muscle is just so much easier. All right, so now moving on to posing. I'm feeling like super, super full, super, honestly, kind of lean for, it being December and with the holidays and everything else, all the eating I've been doing. I'm really liking the development that I'm seeing in my shoulders. We still have shoulder veins and bicep veins and everything else. Front double biceps looking absolutely freaky, and the triceps, and overall, like even the side profile here, just the swoop of the shoulder coming down, the tricep development, everything I've been able to do with triceps or arms and shoulders in the last 6 months, I'm pretty proud of. And similar to last bulk, the goal of this bulk, and honestly in general, is to just have such a freaky upper body, have such a freaky like chest and shoulder region that you honestly don't even see if I'm getting fluffy down below. I'm not super fluffy just yet in the waist and midsection area. As you can see, I can grab onto a decent amount, but I still have a 6-pack, got some back fat there. But the goal of getting so jacked up top, I guess you could say, is to kind of take your eyes away from that. And that's super prevalent in the bulk, or during the bulk at least. But that goes for even if you're on a cut. Like just having the super round shoulders and super developed chest is just, I consider, very aesthetically pleasing. And it gives that Dorito look. It gives that small waist look. For me, I'm kind of boxy, so I really do need to focus on having really broad shoulders, or building those broad shoulders and building that big chest to kind of take away that boxier look that I have.
All right, you guys, that's going to wrap up today's lift. Nothing really else to say. Go check out all the links down below. I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Comment down below what your favorite arm workout is, or maybe one of the workouts that I did today. What do you think about the workout that I did? What was your favorite part? Anything like that, go ahead and comment down below to help the algorithm. And last but not least, remember to love God, lift weights, and live life. We'll see you next time. Hey, doggy.